You are watching the New American Media.
You are listening to the Unhappy Hour Sports Radio Show on the newamericanmedia.com.
Hello, sports fans. Hello, NBA fans. Really, thank you for checking out all of the videos that we've put up. Definitely getting a lot of love, getting a lot of feedback on the videos that we're doing with Zak Baris. You can follow Zak on Twitter if you're not already. He's at ZBaris. That's at ZBaris. We are at American_media_. And if you're on YouTube now, do us a favor, click subscribe. Then you'll know when we're putting up our new shows. Zak, where we left this off, we were talking about Kyrie and the Cavs, and, that's obviously one of the places that I like to focus on because I'm a Cleveland sports fan. But, at some point, Cleveland and Ohio and your local team gets into something bigger, and that turns into the Olympics. Every 4 years now, or every 2 years? Then you got the
every 2 years. Summer Olympics every 4, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I said it correctly. So you have Team USA getting their troops together. Kyrie was part of the select team, and now they kind of put their personal jerseys aside and they play for the greater good for the country. So let's talk about what we've seen in all of the warm up games so far. Has anything struck you as interesting? Any points you wanted to make about what you've seen from the group so far?
I think the Brazil game was interesting. The Cavaliers. Not the Cavaliers. Team USA actually. They looked sluggish in the first half. LeBron completely took over, put up 30 points. The team only scored 80, and you're seeing Carmelo playing limited minutes. It's a good thing that they have Durant starting over him. I really was surprised by that power move by Coach King Colangelo to actually do it to not start Melo, and I think it was the right move. But like I said earlier, I'd be shocked if the team didn't win the gold, even though they lack size. But I think they'll be fine.
And so when are things going to get going here? By the way, it was interesting watching Varejao play for the other team and watching him go up and down the court with LeBron. And I don't know. It's always interesting to wonder. It's like that Albert Bell thing. It's like, yeah, you love him when he's on your team, but how do you feel about him if they were on another team in another jersey? It's great to go into battle with. Well,
that's the thing is, I still, like LeBron, you're rooting for your country. I don't know whether, you're not rooting for an individual. That's like my thing is you're always rooting for a team. Team play is always more important than individuals. And like I said, if you're a true Team USA fan, you'll root for LeBron. It doesn't matter who you are. You hope Team USA does well. If you're going to root for Brazil because you hate one player on Team USA, go ahead. People are very opinionated. And that's the thing.
Well, yeah, Brazil came out. They were leading early, and then obviously, the Team USA took over and took care of business.
LeBron is built for FIBA basketball. I'll say that right now. He is, he's such an all-around dominant player, and like I said, our generation hasn't seen anything like it since Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant's always been a fantastic player, but like I said, any day, Kobe might have 5 rings, but, LeBron didn't play with Shaq for 3 years. Granted, he has played with Wade and Bosh. I'll give him that, But like I said, it's, Kobe Bryant was never as dominant as LeBron is now. LeBron's a better all-around player. I think Kobe was a better scorer. But, it's incredible to watch during these Olympics. I think it's really, his game's transformed to a whole new level over the past 3-4 years.
Okay, you just reminded me something now, talking about who's a better scorer. The other point I wanted to make about Kyrie that I omitted the first time around, we'll circle back on it now. If he challenges Black Mamba to $50,000, is it a good move for the kid for him to come out and do something so brash, or do you think it's foolish, or do you think it was all in good fun, taken out of perspective, or what?
I think this is pretty cool. I think it's all out of good fun. Like I said, I think the $50,000 goes to charity of the winner's choice. Nothing can go wrong there. It brings up Kyrie Irving's popularity no matter what happens in that game. And if he does get even close to Kobe, people are going to be, wow, this kid's really good. And if he's terrible, it's what everybody expected. And that's the thing. And if he beats Kobe, wow. It's like, you can look at it from all different angles.
Yeah, I think it was great because it got everybody talking about him, and it was like that happened, and then the next day he broke his. It happened so quickly, It was like there was no momentum behind the story at all. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll have a chance to come back and do it when he's healthy again. But so we're expecting a gold medal out of Team USA. I do every year. I mean, it'd be foolish to think otherwise. Is there anyone that's getting in the way besides the Gasol brothers? I mean, is there anyone that could legitimately pull this off and upset?
Argentina always seems to give them a nice run for their money.
And what about this year? Are they primed to do it again?
I think so. I don't think Argentina's faded too much. Ginobili's a little bit older and Scola's a little bit older, but like I said, at the same time, I still think Argentina's a good team. They're both for FIBA basketball, and I think they'll give Team USA a significant run for their money. I don't think they'll win, but I bet you they come home with the bronze or the silver, and I say the same thing with Spain.
Well, I mean, you look at the sport of basketball; it's really going global, and I guess, I'm thinking about soccer jerseys right now when I bring up what David Stern just brought up about selling advertising space on the jerseys. Obviously we're talking about basketball being a global sport from Argentina to Brazil.
I can tell you the logo that'll be on the Cavs. It'll be on the Cavs jersey. It'll be the giant Q, Quicken Loans Arena, 2-inch patch of the Q.
And do you think that's how most of the teams are going to do this? They're going to kind of just piggyback off of the naming rights to their arena or their owner?
Well, Dan Gilbert owns the Cavs. He owns Quicken Loans,
yeah.
And so that's why I say that. That's why I say Quicken Loans specifically. It's like, but there are other teams who might sell off, because like I said, I don't know if Dan Gilbert's going to get that big of a payout anyways. I don't know what teams really want to sponsor the Cavs right now, or whether it's, I'm just saying what groups want to sponsor the Cavs or what organization. I think Quicken Loans is the most potential for Dan Gilbert. Like I said, he named the arena after his company. He's doing everything in his power. So I see them putting a giant Q on their logo. But that doesn't mean, Mark Cuban could put one of his startup companies on the Dallas Mavericks logo. There's so many different possibilities to happen.
Do you think it's a good idea, or is it ridiculously cheesy?
I think it's ridiculously cheesy. Miami's probably going to have a Carnival logo, for Carnival Cruise Lines. That Mickey Harrison owns them. He owns Carnival Cruises. There's a good chance you're going to see a Carnival logo on their jerseys. And it's just like, I think it'll be pretty fun to watch, but to see who sponsors who. But at the same time, it bothers me. I don't like soccer jerseys. Nobody wants to wear a jersey with a bunch of, advertisements on them.
Did you ever see the?
I think they look stupid.
Did you ever see the Trey Parker and Matt Stone movie Basketball?
Yes.
It's been a while for me too, but I just keep thinking about how all the players were changing teams and they were changing cities, and just how ridiculous it was in there. I love the parody of that. If you guys haven't seen the movie Basketball, go out and watch it. There's some good cheap thrills in there, but I think they really run the risk of this getting infinitely cheesy and just quickly becoming a really bad idea. I don't know. It just strikes me as a money-grubbing move, as something that's I don't want to call it unnecessary, but you don't want to turn it into a carnival, a literal carnival. You don't want it to seem. I don't know, Zach. I have an objection to this. I can really see it being. I can see it really looking stupid and being bad for the league, but.
I think it is bad for the league, but like I said, if it generates a lot of revenue, that's what people are into, making money. If you can make money off of something, go ahead and do it.
Now, there's a book that came out, Jesse Ventura, Democrips and Republicans, and I've heard Jesse Ventura on interviews before, but he said, I would love for politicians to wear jerseys like they do in NASCAR, so we can see who they're sponsored by. It's like, oh yeah, here's your Exxon logo. Here's your Goldman Sachs logo. Here's your Halliburton logo. It's just, at what point will they stop? If they put one logo on an NBA jersey, would they go for two? Would they go for three? Would they change their team name? I don't know. Maybe it's irrelevant, but it just strikes me as goofy, especially when you're trying to take your product across the globe and give them a professional product. It just, I don't know. It seems amateur. It seems like a minor league baseball stunt. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it does. I completely agree with that statement. I'm not a fan of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Something else I'm not a big fan of, Jeremy Lin going to the Rockets. Maybe I'll warm up to it. Maybe the kid will fall off and be completely irrelevant and be a $25 million mistake. But I kind of liked him in New York. I kind of liked watching that. There was something about the whole scene that I enjoyed. So I'll tell you what, when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about Jeremy Lin, and if you just want to hit on any other topic we haven't brushed upon, whether it's a free agent signing, whether it's anything else basketball-related, we can do so after this. I want to thank the sponsor for this segment, 3 Black Cats. Just check out the site, the number 3blackcats.storenvy.com. That's the number 3blackcats.storenvy.com. We're talking with Zak Baris, lifelong Cleveland sports fan and NBA scout. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. He's at ZBaris. That's ZBARIS. And we are at American_media_. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, click subscribe. We'd appreciate that. And when we come back, we're going to talk Jeremy Lin and a few more things basketball with Zach on thenewamericanmedia.com.
Follow thenewamericanmedia.com on Twitter at American_media_.
You are watching The New American Media.